Good morning, traders, and welcome to another video. It's Tuesday, July 6th, and it's 9:38 in the morning. We are looking today at all the electric vehicle companies as well as Air Canada. So let's get started. Quick disclaimer that this is just how I see the markets. This is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any securities. I'm going to start with Air Canada first. Very interesting developments last couple of days. I just want to show you that, what is the difference between trading on a weekly chart, basically meaning that trading on a long-term trend or trading on a shorter term trends like a daily chart or 4-hour chart. And we had a couple of nice opportunities to enter the trades and get some money out of Air Canada. And I'm going to show you that as well right now. So what we're looking at here is basically the following. We had this boxing here, if you remember before, and we had a couple opportunities to trade out of there from here and as well here and on a daily chart from here. And that was all at the $24 mark. And then market took off again beautifully after this pin bar that was developed again on top of the box here, rejecting this area of $24. And then we climbed all the way to $28. As I said, that was our target, and that was reached a few weeks ago, to be precise, 3 weeks ago. Then the market got stuck basically going sideways. And when I say going sideways, we reached our goal here, which was with this candle right there. Okay, so that was the weekly candle that actually brought us to this $28 here. And if you're following the technical terms and the trades that I do, that's how I look at the markets basically, and this is how I measure where the market could be going. All right, so we did reach this $28 here, and then we got this inside candle. This is the inside candle, meaning that once we reached, yes, we broke out of this area here. This was kind of a interesting resistance, but in the past, we remember that this was a fake out, and this was a fake out. This was another fake out here, and this has been proven now that this is a fake out as well. Okay, I'm just going to circle it like this, but it's basically this. Okay, this part here, this candle, and this one here, those are fake outs. Basically, market pulls you in thinking, oh, okay, it's going to go all the way to $31, and then after that, it just drops. And basically, this part here is traders taking basically profits from the markets, and before continuing on investing into the market. Somebody asked me, and I didn't want it to say on purpose, because I don't give you advice to buy, sell, or hold any securities. Should I buy at this point of time? I'm just telling you once again, if you don't have a signal and you don't know what's going on, you don't see anything, do not jump into the markets. You're just going to lose money for no reason. I leave it up to you. It's your choice. I'm just giving you these little tips how actually to get securely into the market and then make some profits out of it. Okay, let me clear this area. All right, and continue on here. So when this candle here developed, let's take a look at here. We have the top and we had the bottom here. All right, we had the breakout out of this area. This was marked on purpose on a weekly chart from previous areas that market was not able to break out. And this is beautiful fake out here that market just broke out and right away pulled back into this 27.66 area, around there, $28 I would say, market's area. But what happened here, basically, we had developed this candle here that broke out. There was a beautiful clear breakout. Okay, so we had a full candle here, okay, that came to the top of 27.66. Then we had this inside candle, all right, and the continuation was measured by this candle breaking the top of this candle right there. Okay, because this is the one that broke out, this is the inside candle, and then continuation was with this candle here. Okay, very strong candle, gave us took us all the way to the top of the $28, which we were expecting. That was our target. What happens next? And this is why this patience has to develop in you as a trader, and you have to really learn how to deal with that kind of stuff, not jumping into conclusions until the market actually gives you the idea what's going to happen and what can go wrong or right. So at this point of time, we have only breakout, and we have the inside candle that developed right on top of this 2766 area. However, this candle here is also an inside candle, did not go make any higher highs or made any lower lows. All right, so it's an inside candle, and what it means, an inside candle means indecision, guys. It's indecision, so it can be like that, or you can have a nice beautiful doji like this, which means, like, there's a balance between the buyers and sellers. In this case, sellers were starting to take off at this point of time, taking some profits there. Not time for you to sell at the market at that point of time, but also be very cautious, because the inside candle is a cautionary candle. We have to know and see what develops at that point of time. So we have as direction or guidance this candle here that broke out. Inside candle telling us, oh, listen, you might want to ease off on your investment, or take some profits from there and see what develops at that area, right? Very interesting thing when you have the candle like this, and then you have an inside candle. If the breakout happens on the top side, basically the market will continue on into the positive direction, and I always explain that to you. And as well, if it breaks to the downside, the market will continue on going down. How far it's going to go, again, we have to find the support resistance areas to find a positive area to jump in, or basically we have to find a dip where we can buy in again into this market and take it, again into positive and make some more money. All right. What happened then? After this week of indecision, we have this beautiful engulfing candle. It's not really engulfing anything, but it's a huge sell bar that actually breaks to the bottom, right? And then it just takes the market down, all right? Then we do get this pin bar right here. Okay, this is a proper pin bar. The body of this pin bar is basically inside this candle here. Okay, so it is a proper pin bar. However, if you look at the market on this side, it is very, very weak area for us to look at to buy in. This is not a proper dip. There's not much here happening in this area, and has not proven to ourselves that this is really, really strong support and resistance like $24 was, right? Because we had this area here, we had this not being able to break out, not able to break out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons to think about it. Okay, here we have one reason here where the market stopped and kind of bounced off of it, and this is exactly what happened here. We had this pin bar here developing, and what happened basically only took the market to this box basically, and the box was developed because of this candle. If you can see, I marked the bottom and I marked the top, and I kind of draw this kind of a box where the market broke out of that box. And now today, in this week, we can see as the market took off after this pin bar, wasn't the strongest, but it also gave you some profits if you actually jumped into this trade. That was a nice trade, and I'll show you on a daily chart. Now we can see the rejection of this box here, of this candle here, is being rejected this week. We broke into it. However, the bears are still stronger, and they're still coming down. Now, what can happen? All right, 2 things can happen. We can either develop another pin bar right here, proving to us that this area then is very strong and we can buy in on the signal, or if either market is going to take it down again to $24 and we're going to have the opportunity to buy in at that area. So let me show you what happened on a daily chart. So if I switch to daily chart right here, you can see exactly another trade that I didn't want it to point to you, but because I don't give you any advices how to buy stuff or sell or keep the securities, but it's up to you what you decide to do. I'm just giving you tips how to trade as a technical trader. So again, Now, on a daily chart, if you look at it, we have the market stalling right here, okay? This is why I marked that 25.58 area, okay? Then we have a market bouncing off of this area, and then market bouncing off of this area. This is the only thing that we see on a weekly chart. So this is the weekly bounce right here, okay, this area here. And then the market took the market all the way, market just dipped here and bounced off of $24. We had this beautiful engulfing bar here giving us an opportunity to buy in, okay? This part of the market was rejected, this part of the market was rejected on a daily chart, and this part of the market was rejected as well as this. So you, on a daily chart, you have a lot of opportunities to see that the market is actually pretty strong, dipping at 25.58 area, around there, okay? So as I was showing you on the weekly chart, same happens on a daily chart, all right? So on a weekly chart, this was that candle that brought us to $28, $29, sorry, pardon me, $29, all the way to that. And then we had this bar that was developed inside, and this was that beautiful big bar that was outside, right? And then we had this sell bar that broken out, right, out of this box and took the market all the way down to this 25. You can see this could be a great area to buy in on a daily chart. What happens again? Well, same thing as it happened on the weekly chart. We had a bar, which is right there, okay? You have a top and the bottom, okay? And then what happens at 25.58? We have an inside bar. There's an inside bar basically telling you that there's an indecision, and we also see a white bar here, meaning that buyers are slowly coming into this area, okay? And then we have another inside bar inside this one here, okay? So you have two inside bars right there inside this one here. And then what happens? Basically, you get this beautiful pin bar right here, guys, right here at this support area or a dip area, or our bullseye area, as I keep calling it, okay? And this bar here basically engulfs previous bar, and it's also a pin bar, basically rejecting this area here. You see, it's engulfing this area, right? This whole bar, previous bar right here, is fully engulfed with this pin bar here. Let me enlarge it here so you can see it. I hope everybody can see it better here, okay? So the big bar, the inside bar of the previous bar of this one. So this one is an inside bar for this one here, and then this one was an inside bar for this one. So basically you have a strength of bears, and then you have indecision, and then you have this beautiful pin bar here and rejecting this 25.58 area, as well as engulfing, basically look at engulfing the previous bar here. Do we see? It's an engulfing bar as well as a pin bar, okay? Once you see this kind of a situation, once you see this kind of a signal, it's telling you clearly that something's going to happen in this area, right? And you can normally just place the trade on top of that. You don't have to wait for the confirmation. This is definite, clear information to us that market rejected that area. The pin bar also engulfed the previous bar, and then you also have from the past, you have market going to the upside and on a long-term trend. You have a dipping point or support, or as we call it, the bullseye area, and then you have a signal. You have all three things happening at the same time, as well as you have the risk-reward ratio. Look at the size of this bar here. Okay, this is what you're risking in order to get to this point here, to this, and we knew that this is going to be a resistance because that's where the bar starts on the weekly chart, and then market just exactly what it does, and the next day just takes off from $25 to $27. So you got $2 in one day. Just one day of trading, right? We knew this could be a resistance, and that's exactly what's proving right now. This bar at this point of time is developing to the opposite side, and it's probably going to retest this area again on a daily chart. And if you do get some signal on a daily or even a weekly, as I showed, it's going to be a signal for us to jump into the trade and continue on into the market into positive. Okay, so this is then proving to us that this could be a very good support area to buy in or the dip. All right, so that's as far as Air Canada. I'm not going to go too long. We'll see what the week brings us, but that's exactly how I see it at the moment. All right, I'm jumping into a brand new stock. I want to show you here one interesting one. It's called Xpeng. It's a Chinese company making electrical vehicles, and they're making a huge boom in China, and they're trying to expand into Europe and as well as United States. So we'll see how that develops, but let's go from the beginning. I'm going to just take a horizontal line and find the support resistance areas. We can see the markets took off from here. We don't have that much data on the weekly chart. We are starting on the weekly chart, so we had this huge rise from the market here. So I'm going to mark the top. This is the top. And then we had the bottom, which was right there. Okay, so we marked those two. All right, and then we had market pullback, which is, this is a pullback right there, and you can see right away that it matches slowly these areas right here. Okay, and of course we have our most recent area right there, because what happened basically, we had the bottom of this candle, the top of this candle, the inside bar, the rejection of the top. So I would mark it right here. 45.84 would be an area for us to be kind of aware if the market manages to break out of that area to continue on into positive. There's another resistance, so we're going to find all of them here. There we go. And now you have the market marked for yourself. We can do one more support right here. We can see the rejection with this beautiful pin bar right here. So you can see all the areas that need to be marked on a weekly chart. And now we can basically switch to daily and take a look what's going on there. So I hope everybody understands how everything was functioning. So we had this huge move here. We always look for these huge moves in the markets. Those areas are the most important. And then we just go to the smaller moves as the market kind of calms down. All right. So we are switching to daily right now here. And let's take a look what happened here. As you can see on a daily chart, we marked a couple of areas here, and we marked this candle here, but also right away matches this support area here that was really hard for the market to break. So I'm gonna mark it with a tool here, and you can see what I'm talking about. So we had one attempt to break out, rejection, and then we break out, and then rejection, fake out here, rejection here, rejection here. So this area here is becoming very strong for us to look at. 45.84. You can see a huge rejection here, the most recent in the past right here. Okay, and then the market breaks out of this area here. Okay, this is the area that broken out, and then it takes us all the way to 45.84, where this candle stops. I marked it on the weekly chart, and now you can see it on the daily chart why it stopped there. It's because of these areas here. You can see, look at this, basically this area is becoming a really strong for us to look at. And now what's going on? Well, we are at this 45.84 area. We attempted one breakout right here with this red candle. Basically, it was just a fake out, and the market just pulled back. All right, so what we have here, basically, it's the triangle, asymmetrical triangle here. We have this and this, okay? So basically this is what's happening. Market is basically going into this kind of a wedge, and eventually it will give us either breakouts to the top side and going forward, or it's going to break out of here and retest this 37.94, 49 area, which I would prefer and to buy out of this area here. And then we have beautifully from $37 to $46 area to just ride the market to the positive. We can see on a long-term trend here, it's been going for weeks into the upside. So market at the moment on the upside, two areas that to look for, either a breakout at 45.84 or a dip at 37.49, where we can look for the signal and to buy into this market. If it breaks out at 45.84, breakout, pullback, signal, rejection of the support, and then buy in from there. Okay, and the next area for us to look for for the target would be around 58 area. So where these two candles meet right there, basically that will be your target. So from 46 to 58, that's another beautiful $10 into this market. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Continue on into NIO.